Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. My name is Josh Blaylock, and this is the Skype for Business recap. It is episode number 6, and it's been a good week, so some cool things to share. On a personal note, I survived my Link Server 2013 multi-tenant deployment. Lived to tell the tale, but I won't. The point is, I survived. It came with all the usual headaches and difficult things to overcome, and challenges on the networking side, etc. But here I am, alive. Deployment is up and running. Everything's good. So I get to spend my weekend thinking about something else. So I'm happy there. I may have even earned a beer or two, I think. So we'll look into that. At any rate, moving on, as you can see, I have a bit of change of scenery today. If you've watched my previous video cast, you'll know that normally I'm in a different room. I'm in the actual downstairs of my house down there usually, and it's a little darker. And today I get to be upstairs as my family's out running errands, and I've got plenty of sunlight coming in, and it just is a little more fresh up here. I like this. But I'm also up here with my 3 dogs. So if you hear any clickety clacking on the floor, that would be them pacing, walking around, looking at squirrels, whatever. So at any rate, glad to be upstairs. It's a nice change of scenery. So all right, what are we going to chat about today? I have compiled a short list of things that I kind of thought were top items. Obviously not an all-inclusive list of everything that happened with Skype for Business this week, but kind of top items that I noticed in the Twitterverse and LinkedIn, etc. Compiled this list in OneNote, of course. Where else would I have put a list like this? And we're going to kick off that list by talking about the Skype for Business Server 2015 Cumulative Update 1. So CU1. There were several blog posts written announcing it. I was not one of them. Figured there was already enough out there on that. Matt Landis, he's the one I'm going to reference today. Brian Ricks was one. I think Pat Richards may have had something out there. So I'm noticing a trend. There's some MVPs in that list there. Maybe I should have been writing about the CU release. But at any rate, I pulled up Matt's blog first, and so I'm going to reference his blog when I talk about this. It's a CU, so it's obviously accumulation of updates. But one of the updates is the introduction of SLA, which stands for Shared Line Apperance. And so this feature, or this functionality, is introduced with this cumulative update. Pretty cool new feature here. It allows you essentially to have multiple devices sharing calls and state information. In other words, you can have a single DID, and when that DID is called, it activates the SLA application, and then all endpoints that are put behind this DID, kind of a group of them, if you will get called simultaneously. The line state is then going to show on the other devices via a visual indicator. This is pretty sweet, pretty cool stuff. You're able to kind of group people into these logical groupings and put them behind this DID. If you get a call and you pick it up on one endpoint behind that DID, you could put it on hold and pick it up at another endpoint. So there's some pretty cool things here, and the fact that the other endpoints get a visual indicator of the other lines, that's awesome. That's very neat to see. But before we go saying, oh, very, very cool, let's go dig in and start playing, there's a few things to note on the FAQs portion here. First, the FAQ that Matt had listed here, are there PowerShell commandlets to administer SLA? Yes, there are. What devices will SLA work with? It will not work on your Link phone editions. All right. It will first work, reportedly, on Polycom VVX devices. So there you go. Are you a Polycom shop? Okay, maybe you can play with this. Does SLA work with Skype for Business software clients? So now we're not even talking about hardware. We're just talking about the client on your phone. Are you using a headset? No, it does not work with that. Polycom VVX devices. So though this is a cool new feature and something we could start playing with, it's going to be kind of limited to a certain subset of customers who are able to actually test it and start digging in there. If you're one of them, feel free to share your experience with us and let us know what your thoughts are. That'd be cool. We would like to see this thing in action here. So, cool new release of a new feature via CU1. The next item on my OneNote list is Yoaz Barzilay. And Yoaz, if I mispronounced your name, I apologize, but I've come to accept that is just one of my things. I just mispronounce everybody's name. So, sorry about that. And sorry about the calendar reminder that popped up there. Let me just hit snooze on that. Okay. Yoaz, on his yoav.me blog, highlighted an update to his Skype for Business voice config viewer, VCFG viewer. He pointed out that every time he goes to a client, he asks for their voice config. By default, this comes in a pretty unfriendly, non-readable format. So he has developed a PowerShell script here that you can run and that he makes widely available to all of us through the goodness of his heart. And it will generate an HTML file that you can open up in your browser and read through the actual voice config. And let me see here, the things that you get to look at in here. You got dial plans, voice policy, routes, PSTN usages, trunk configuration, all the fine ingredients of a voice config. So check out his blog. I will try to include links in the follow-up blog post that I'll do to this recording. Good job, Yoaz. Very cool. Lastly, for those of you that have not seen or heard of it, there is a Skype for Business videocast, and it has been around for about as long as my own Skype for Business recap videocast has been around. Jamie Stark, the Skype for Business product manager at Microsoft, he heads up this show. It's done twice weekly. I believe it's done at different times as well to kind of cater to one side of the world for one show and the other side of the world for the other show. Today, there is a 9 a.m. PST, which by the time you watch this video, you'll probably have already done the video cast. But there is a 9 a.m. PST episode in which they are supposed to be talking about Mac clients, options available to Mac users, and new features that should be coming out or new client options coming out. I am really hoping this means that we're going to get some information about when we're going to actually see a new and updated Mac client for Skype for Business, and B, what new features may be included with that. Please, persistent chat. Please, persistent chat. But those are the things I'm hoping to really hear about. And maybe even something about a updated Skype for Business web app, like a full web app where we could do IM, audio, video, all that over WebRTC. That'd be great to get that news sometime soon too. Jamie Stark, he is on Twitter as @NoMorePhones. So go check out his profile on Twitter. He will have links in some of his recent tweets about the Skype meeting broadcast link where they do their show. And you can go check out what's happening with Mac there. I'm hoping we'll have some great information to share on next week's show. And honestly, that's all I've got for this week. Nothing really beyond that. There are other little things that popped up here and there, but again, these were kind of my top newsworthy items. And I've got kind of a busy Friday, so even though I try to keep this show short, I'm going to keep it even shorter today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please, via Twitter, my blog, YouTube comments, whatever, give me feedback. Let me know what you think. Is this helpful? Is it not helpful? Do you have suggestions on how it might be more desirable to you to consume this information? I want to make this as good as I can for all of you who are interested in watching. So for those that reshare and retweet me, thank you. I appreciate the love out there. Awesome stuff. Just trying to grow the community with the rest of you. So at any rate, till then, you guys enjoy the Thanksgiving festivities next week. Enjoy your weekend. Get some rest. And even though most of you will probably be off next Friday and won't ever see episode 7, I will see you guys next Friday. And that's it. You guys have a great weekend. Thank you.